The Star.
Y'all already know. Seven the pan. That dude Biz on the beat. Yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound change. Crown the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as a tip drill. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin, flying around the field, starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, blue jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. So hot to death, oh yes, these are the sports podcasts live as a pros course. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyzing with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the force ever. No longer got any use for the four letters. The latest news, score stats and the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season if people start five. We going in on three, run the baseline, start five. We got what you need. If the sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three, run the baseline, start five. We got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign, I'm the illest cat spit. I got what you need.
Hey yo, what up, y'all? We back. Newest episode of Starfire Podcast. You know who this is. It's your boy the mayor, that DJ named Ace 5, the mom's favorite fat guy from deepest, darkest Super Bowl champion area of Africa. You see the hat. Got a couple days right after the game, but y'all know what to do already. Hit the box next to Tyrone's head. 20% off your order using the code STAR5. And just remember all caps when you spell the crew's name. Tyrone, what up?
What's up? I'm here. I just had to wear this because it's the 5-year anniversary of Kobe's passing, and I got like 3 magazines with tributes to him, ESPN magazine, Time magazine, whatever. And I just thought today would be a good day to just wear that, and just say, just give some props to Kobe. And it's kind of sad, but it's kind of like we can, you don't know what you got till it's going. And I enjoyed the appreciation for what Kobe was.
Word.
I enjoy the magazines and what they're doing and the tributes and all that. So I just wanted to do my little bit of part I could do. I mean, I big them up all the time. I got them back there, but I just wanted to put this on just to show, my little whatever I could do to say. I big up to Kobe.
Yeah, man. Rest easy, Kobe and Gigi.
Yeah.
5 years though. Like I didn't. Damn. It's crazy to say like it was that long ago.
And when I did my podcast episode, when I talked about it, I made sure I got all the names of all the other people who was involved, because we can't just say it was Kobe. A lot of other people lost their lives too. So I just wanted to say, like, it's been 5 years since they've been going too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up?
Hey. Oh, my bad.
Get it together.
No, man, yo, everything good, man. Everything good, man. I apologize in advance, man. I'll be running back and forth doing my laundry, but yeah, I'm here, man. Enjoying this good day, man. It's nice outside. Knicks getting their ass beat, but St. John's kicking ass too, man. So it's I'll take it. Take it.
Word. But funny you mentioned St. John's, and I was pre-show. I was just lining y'all up with one of the questions that we're gonna start off with as we wait for TJ to come in. And when TJ comes in, Tyrone seen it. I got some shit to introduce him that is fucking hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. But mentioning St. John's, and I was telling y'all how I was up next to St. John's University for the first time since fucking 1997, freaking for city championships. I was mentioning in high school. But we was talking. I was telling a story about, you could say, levels of petty and grudge holding and it ain't gotta be like the most major or whatever, but like I've realized and I reflected on myself and like how much shit that like as soon as something like I felt like negative or negative around me happened or whatever, or something that I just stopped liking, like not everybody knows it because you don't have to broadcast the shit to everybody, but it's just like when it comes up or something personally, you be like, oh, like damn, like nah, never again type shit. You know what I'm saying? And like there are certain like names that as soon as I hear the name, no matter what iteration it's spelled in, it's a no for me. Like fuck you. And it's like it was because of one person, but now it's up for everybody. Or if I do make cool with a person of that name, I'm not gonna say the name in full. Kind of like how some religious beliefs or some types of sets, like you can't say God. You know what I'm saying? Like you say GD. Because if you say God, then it's like, you know what I'm saying, it's wrong in certain religions type shit. But like, for instance, I'll keep one light because the question is how petty have y'all held grudges type shit? Like it's fuck Ohio State forever. Ohio State football. It's always fuck Ohio State football because the uniforms, my high school uniforms look like them. And because of what happened when the refs did the U dirty in that national championship game. So I know y'all got even some other personal shit. Like I said, like there's things where it's just like, I'll give y'all another story. Like there was an incident that happened allegedly, and I seen certain crews start to like disconnect in certain ways, but they never personally approached me, but I started to peep the disconnects. So I never reached out again. I never listened to or watched like their video shows, none of that, and just kept them to the side. We can still be cool, but I'm not going to support when I'm recognizing you've been disconnecting. You know what I'm saying? And that's a
You to
more
be cool from a
detailed story.
distance.
Right. We cool from a distance type shit. Exactly. The best way to put it. But even still, like there's other shit like fuck. Well, I mentioned the football shit and other shit. There's so many other things that like my mind is brain farting, but I had a couple major things. Like one of them was, and I'm not gonna say names in it, but one of them had to do with the Tribe Called Quest Wall. You know what I'm saying? And I revisited it recently, but because of background scenarios, I was almost like I was done with that wall. I was done with that wall because I told y'all how much of an investment in that I had. And, but we're going to get back to that because I have to introduce this brother because he's got a new introduction as he's coming into the show. I'm putting that I gotta put that in the Zoom in the mixer. When I start using the mixer again, that's gonna be your drop every time you come in.
Damn.
I see that shit this morning, and that shit had me in tears. What up, TJ?
What
That
up,
nigga got
y'all?
his own theme music now.
What up, y'all? What's good? I'm happy. I'm healthy. Well, somewhat healthy. Got my MRI back this week. Knee is structurally good. No MCL, ACL, PCL, no tendonitis. But I have officially entered the old man era because now I have arthritis. I got the arthritis in the knee.
Shout out to my nigga Arthur. I got
Just
Arthur
fuck
too.
him. Fuck them. It's manageable. I hooped this morning to test it out. Got the leg compression, sleeve. So I'm back on the courts. Fortunately, I can't probably go as hard as I used to anymore. It's the beginning of the end, people. It's over. fucking over, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. This is some
Shouts out
bullshit.
to Arthur. I got Arthur in my lower back, so I've known Arthur for about almost a decade now.
Listen, I'm
I got
just glad
sciatica. Does that
I didn't
count?
tear. Yeah,
I think sciatica is more painful.
Yeah. I'm just happy I didn't tear any ligaments or got a torn meniscus or nothing like that, because that would have been horrible, and that would have been a much longer comeback if I could come back at all. So I can deal with the arthritis. I'm gonna have to go see Wilford Brimley for my treatments.
Not the diabetes.
Diabetes.
The diabetes. So I'm glad I can hoop some more. I got some anti-inflammatories if I need them. But I'm a
Nigga, you take
proactive guy.
anti-inflammatories every weekend though.
You mean the gummies? I forgot to take one before I got on here, so it's waiting for me after I leave. So
nice.
Yeah,
you take the anti-inflammatories all the time.
All the time. So I'm just happy it wasn't anything worse. The dude said by the time I need a knee replacement, he'll be retired. I was like, motherfucker, I'll be retired if you're gonna be retired. What are you doing? So, it just gets a little fluid here and there. I might get a little swollen, but that's it. I'm on the up and up.
That's good. So a little ice it down, and
You're on mute.
I say you gotta do the whole ice it down stuff, right? You hear me? You don't hear me?
Oh man.
What the hell?
Is he
Okay,
I'm
now
connected.
I can hear you.
I was gonna say I'm connected.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell happened. But yeah, so the question was levels of petty and or grudges you hold. Like shit that's happened that it's like you might not like, again, you don't necessarily have to expose it to everybody. Like people could be around you and they wouldn't know, but you forever got something. Go ahead, Tyrone.
I've been exposing this grudge for a long time. I don't give a fuck. Everybody knows, okay? And I can't get past it, okay? It's a sports grudge and I can't stand it. And I hate with a sports passion and will never get over it no matter what this man does, Mr. LeBron James. I cannot get past it. And it's been 20 years and it still hurts my soul because the way LeBron came into the league and the way I was so Kobe'd up, you know what I mean? And I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. I said, this kid is special. And when him and Kobe meet in the finals, it's going to be special. And Kobe's going to beat him and Kobe's going to put this LeBron shit to bed. And LeBron fucked it up every time. Boston got the big three and LeBron lost to the big three. And I said, damn. And then when the big three was out and Kobe had Gasol and Kobe was going back to the finals for sure, I said, here it is. Here it is. The big three is out. Kobe is still in it. LeBron's still in it over in Cleveland. We're going to get that LeBron-Kobe showdown. LeBron and Kobe's going to put this man to bed. And LeBron let the Orlando Magic and the Dwight Howard make it to those finals. And I can't get over that. I cannot get over that.
Wasn't it in his second year or something like that?
Dude, I don't give a fuck. I needed that. I knew Kobe only had a certain amount of time to take LeBron out. I knew it. And I said, Kobe's never going to get his chance. Right, and LeBron ruined that for me. That was my dream. My dream was for Kobe to take LeBron out. The young boy. And
LeBron been to 9 finals. Am I correct?
Kobe was done. Listen.
It was 9 in a row.
Kobe's window.
In a row.
He was supposed to do it in Kobe's window, not in his window. I needed him to do it while Kobe Bean Bryant was still being Black Mamba, not while Kobe Bean Bryant was nursing an Achilles and coming back and playing with a bunch of bums.
That wasn't in the script. That wasn't in the script, Tyrone.
I was gonna say, like I tell WWE fans, blame the writers.
No,
blame the writers.
Time out though. Now I do agree the Boston Big Three was formidable. They made it to 2 finals in that 3-year span, right? I do agree with that. But I'm saying that one year when the Boston Big Three was out, you let that Orlando Magic team beat you. You know what I mean? So I feel like for me, LeBron didn't want Kobe. He didn't want that business. He waited. He waited till Kobe wasn't Black Mamba no more. Then he gonna get up in there and take the title over. And that's how I feel about him. And that's what I'm
You
saying. This grudge
do
is
you
so
remember
bad.
how bad them Cleveland teams were though?
And
Them teams were bad.
Them teams are
and,
horrible.
and they made it to the finals, right? And nobody. But look, so now we building in excuses for this dude, right? See, that's the thing. I don't care if you make it to the NBA finals. You ain't that bad. You ain't telling me that this team was terrible and they in the finals. You ain't telling me that. Okay?
You know, all
You
right.
ain't telling me.
In my lifetime, right? There are a small number of teams that made it with just one superstar to the finals. Right?
That Orlando team, Dwight Howard.
Right. Dwight Howard's team. You have Dream. You have Jason Kidd. You know, like
Not them
Jason
Houston.
Kidd had Dirk.
I hate Houston. I hate Houston, but not them Houston teams. They have ballers across the board.
yeah, but they only had one. They had one All-Star / superstar. You know what I'm saying?
Clyde
He didn't.
Drexler also.
He really didn't have a Robin.
Yeah, Clyde Drexler.
Well, yeah, the second time around, yeah. He had an old Clyde Drexler. Yeah.
I'm just saying, Kobe went to 3 finals in a row, won 2 of them, beat Orlando, beat the Boston Big Three. The Orlando finals got discredited because it wasn't supposed to be Orlando, it was supposed to be LeBron James. And even though Kobe went to 3 finals in a row, them years, all I heard about was LeBron. Wait till LeBron.
Who was on that team with LeBron?
Huh?
Who was on that team with LeBron?
Eric Snow.
I don't fucking know.
Exactly.
Mario Chalmers was there.
No. You talking about the Heat, or you talking about the Cavs?
No. You're right. I don't know who's on that Cleveland team.
Booby Gibson.
I think Mo Williams.
Look, man. The fact
That was 06. That was 06, 07, right?
No.
Or which one? 2015, 16?
It was like 2009. 2009, 2010, the Lakers around that time. But here's my point. I just wanted Kobe to shut this dude down, to fucking take LeBron out, and I'm pretty sure LeBron was gonna get there. When that Boston Big Three went down, there was no way LeBron and that Cleveland team, I don't care how bad y'all say they was not supposed to lose to no fucking Orlando Magic. And then taint Kobe's legacy. I feel like LeBron tainted Kobe's legacy because that Magic finals, when the Lakers beat the Magic in them finals, there was no competition, no contest. And I feel like it degraded what I wanted my man Kobe to do. And I'm sorry, I can't let that grudge go. I can't let it go. And it's been 20 years. And even when LeBron came to the Lakers, I still hated it. He won the bubble chip for my team, and I still don't like this dude. I can't let it go because I wanted that LeBron Kobe showdown. And for me, Kobe did his part to make that shit happen. And LeBron let me and the rest of the NBA down. And that's how I feel about it. And that's just something that I can't let it go.
I can dig it. But read them names on that roster. You said 08, 09, right?
Joe Smith,
Wally Zerbiak,
Anderson Varejao,
Booby Gibson,
Delonte Stepfather West, Mo Williams,
Lorenzen Wright,
Zildrunas Ilgauskas.
Yeah, Sasha Pavlovic. Jesus.
But here's my point.
He carried the fuck out of that roster.
But we talking about them being so bad, but they was one of the top teams in the East every year. They went to Eastern Conference Finals. They were supposed to beat Orlando to get to that championship to get the big Kobe. They were supposed to.
Remember how weak the East was overall, though. That was when the East was terrible. I get you, yo. This is your gripe.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
I'm trying to defend my man. I'm not talking about losing to the Boston Big Three, because we lost to the Boston Big Three in the finals. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when I hear about LeBron and LeBron's the Messiah and LeBron's doing all this, and he's getting props for doing so much with less. That loss to the Orlando Magic in the playoffs when Kobe and LeBron were set to happen, that's inexcusable. I can't rock with it. Never.
Yeah,
Never.
That was the year that they played the Magic in the finals, and that was the Cavs roster.
What was the Magic roster? The Magic wasn't that good.
I'll get it.
Jameer Nelson. I mean,
I'll get it.
He was better than Daniel Boobie Gibson, that's for sure.
Right.
Hey,
He
yo,
was an
man.
all-star.
We killed them. We killed them in that finals.
As you
Killed
should
them,
have.
murdered.
What was
As
the
you
gentleman's
should
suite?
have.
What was the
Huh?
gentleman's suite?
Yeah.
Yep. Magic won game 3. Let's look it up though. 09. 09 Magic roster. 09, 08, 09 Orlando Magic roster. Let's get the names up. Where they at? Here we go. Here we go, people. So the first name I saw was Rafer Austin, Tony
Yeah.
That's
Battle,
my root.
Keith Bogans, Brian Cook, Donald Foyer or Foyle,
Damn. Foil.
Marcin Gortat, Dwight
Nasty.
Howard, Anthony Johnson, Courtney Lee, Rashard Lewis, Tyronn Lue, your championship coach, Jameer Nelson, your current coach, JJ Redick, Mikal Petras, Jeremy Richardson,
Oh.
and Hito Turkoglu.
Oh,
There's
they
a couple. There was a
Oh,
couple
LeBron
names there.
My bad, y'all. My bad. They was stacked.
They had shooters.
I
They
mean,
had shooters, but that
compared to that Cavs team, like
Oh my God, that Cavs team was better than them.
no,
Yo,
the
think about
fuck
it now,
they
boy.
clearly
You watched them
weren't. They
finals,
clearly
bro.
weren't.
They clearly should have been. They were supposed to be. But here's the thing too. Here's what's after that though. Y'all want to talk about how bad the Cavs was? Let's talk about LeBron being on that Miami Heat team and going 2-2, losing to the Dallas Mavericks. Let's talk about LeBron going to 9 finals. Let's talk about LeBron still being talked about as being the top dog of his era when Steph Curry and them boys beat him. When Steph Curry and them boys won more finals than LeBron. You see what I'm saying?
Let's talk about what pettiness, though. I mean, we don't care about all this other shit you talking about, bro.
That's what he's displaying. He's displaying his level of petty.
LeBron has let me down. He's let me down, but he's let all of you LeBron fans down too. That Miami team should have won 4 championships. They should have won all 4 of them. They had no reason losing to Dirk and the Magic. You said it yourself. All Dirk had was Jason Kidd and Dirk, and that's it. They lost.
You had Tyson Chandler. What are you talking about?
Dude, LeBron has been letting y'all down for 20 years, and y'all still excusing him. I'm not.
I'm a fan of LeBron, but not Miami. No. I'm glad they lost when they lost. I was happy for him when he won the first one because, yeah, LeBron finally got that monkey off his back. Okay. And the rest is history. But nah, Miami Heat, New York, come on now. It's LeBron like almost Dallas Cowboy level.
Y'all can at least admit this. Y'all can at least admit this. Since LeBron has got off that terrible Cleveland team I talked about, he's played with the best of the best of the best, and he still has a losing record in the finals. So Kobe don't. Kobe don't. That's all.
Hey, I can dig it, but we're not gonna slander Kobe on the anniversary. So we're not gonna slander. But I dig the holding a grudge. Oh, TJ, I know y'all got something.
Yeah, I mean, I got the regular sports grudges, regular teams, Cowboys, Red Sox, you know what I'm saying, Sixers. Also, I have a grudge. I don't know if it's a grudge. I just don't like this nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it's from beyond the grave. Like the man is dead. This is how. All right, so this is where the petty comes in. The man is dead, and people sometimes at work they bring him up, and I'm still like, yo, fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? So that's my one, man.
I got you. It's somebody personal, I guess.
Yo, yeah. He was an asshole. He was an asshole when he was alive, man. And yeah, he and I bumped heads for no apparent reason. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can tell the story now because it's years has passed. Like, okay, when I first got to the job, I hope nobody in my job is listening. When I first got to the job, we used to work holidays, and we'll work like a couple hours in the holiday and get paid for all 8 hours. Go home. That was cool. That was the setup. So when the new boss came in, this cocksucker decides to go tell the new boss, yo, call up about 1 or 2 o'clock. I guarantee you nobody's gonna be there. And not only did he call up, he fucking went down there to the shop and wasn't nobody there, yo. Shut down the whole shit because of this asshole. So yeah, he done fucked up my money, man. So from that point on, I stopped fucking with him.
Rap snitch conditions. That's terrible.
Word.
What was it? He was a Samuel Jackson's character in Django type nigga.
Uncle Sam, boy.
Can I just say something? Now, I know y'all call me Uncle Ruckus or whatever the case may be, and that's fine and dandy. I'll take that. But if y'all were slaves, you want to be in the house, dog. Like, you do what you got to do to get in the house. So I'm not mad at the house nigga. Because if I'm a slave, I want to be in that crib. I do not want to be. Yo, the crib is where it's at, bro. You get to eat the good food. You get to be warm. You get to be in the house. I'm doing what I got to do to get in that crib. I don't owe them other slaves nothing.
Yo,
You know what,
TJ.
Ty? You know what, Ty?
Yo, TJ,
You know
Dan,
what,
y'all writing this shit down?
You know what, Ty?
Y'all writing this shit down, right?
You know what happens, Ty? You know what happens when you spill the liquor or you misplace the food? You know what happens? You get them same licks the niggas in the field got.
I'm saying, don't.
No, you ain't saying shit. No, you got a wet back just like everybody else does, bro.
Do you want to work in the house in the field, though?
What?
You want to pour the liquor or pick the cotton, bro? Like,
I don't want to do either. Kill me when I get out the womb, bro. Just get it over with.
I'm
Get
just
it over with.
saying.
I'm not doing
mad
either.
at the nigga that's in
I'm
the
not
house.
doing either, bro. I'm not doing either.
I'm not mad at the nigga that's in the house, man. I'll be in the house too, man.
You know what? You know what? If being in the house gets me closer to the gun so I can kill the motherfucker, then I ain't got no problem with it. You know what I'm saying?
Revolutionary.
You're a slave either way. You're a slave either way, so make the best of your slave life and be in the house.
Yeah.
Still, you're a good piece of chicken. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Wow.
Well, TJ, I know you got something. Was it personal? Definitely.
Yeah, my shit is definitely personal, dogs. And I just went through it a few months ago around Thanksgiving because my daughter told me. And I was like, what? She did what? So when the mother of my child and I were together, we lived together for like 7-8 years. And she copied my mom's potato salad recipe to like you can't tell a difference.
You talked about this.
Yeah. But she also knows how to make my pops greens the same way. Like, so
she was trying to keep a man and didn't work, but she was trying to keep her there.
My daughter goes, yeah, Mom made grandpa's greens. I was like, what do you mean she made grandpa's greens? What are you talking about? Oh yeah. Mom still knows how to make the recipes like from grandma. I was like, why she still making that shit? She ain't with us no more. She excommunicado from the family, dogs. You don't get that no more. You gotta come here to get this shit. What do you mean you eating grandma's potato salad? What the fuck you talking about? Bro, I was so tight. I was tight, dogs.
TJ, that is the most pettiest shit I've ever heard.
So now she got the two most bangingest dishes at the Thanksgiving, and she's supposed to think about you and your family that disowned her and kicked her out the joint.
No, she did that to herself.
Whatever the case may be, she just being it for the family. She's supposed to think about that. So when they say, yo, make those greens, she's supposed to be like, I can't. Let me put some extra salt. Let me
yeah. Throw raisins in the potato salad, nigga. Nah, you're like, I can't make that no more. I just can't. You know what I'm saying?
That sounded like when Nori said he took his dat back from somebody. Like, let me mind erase you and get this recipe out your brain.
The level of anger that coursed through my veins when my daughter's like, oh yeah, we had grandpa's greens. Mom made it just like grandpa. I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And then she snitched on me because her mother called me. He's like, oh, I can't make your family's food no more because we're not together. I was like, no. No. Make some other shit.
Nope. See, now, here's where I'm going to push back on your petty. Here's where I'm going to push back on your petty. Your daughter is still a part of her family. So she still got to bring that level of familiarity. Yeah. But I get it because you ain't there. Like you ain't there. The reason why she knows the recipe, you
It's
ain't there,
because of
but your daughter
right.
is.
TJ,
Right.
you
So
asked me for water. You asked me for water, because if I was her, I would FaceTime you eating the potato salad.
Yo, the level of anger coursing through my veins when she was telling me that, bro. I was tight. You
You
get
over
no
there sitting on a
benefit.
potato salad.
You get no
Yes,
benefit.
I mean it's alright.
It's even more petty because I would say something like that, but I wouldn't really give a fuck. But I probably would say something like that. But the fact that you was tight for real, that's
I was
crazy.
tight, B. Yeah. I
right.
didn't like
The first
I didn't like
the first phone call would be, so our daughter
Mhm.
told us that you hate these. You this right here. You mad that I made this, right? This shit is so good. That shit straight blood boiling. This nigga's knee would have been correct, and he would have ran like the Flash to smack that fork out her mouth. Like, oh man, that's fucking hilarious.
She did call me crazy at the end of the phone call, but that's all right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but yeah, see, like my level of petty is it's like I said. I said to the guys pre-show, like, yo, there's names that like I will never even say the name in full anymore. Like, if anybody has the certain name, no matter how the name is spelled, like I'm probably not gonna like you right off the top just because of the name, but I can't say the name. I can say the name, but it like makes me want to vomit when I say the name. You know what I'm saying? A person's name. And this shit stems from like almost high school, junior high school type shit. Fucking recalling like past jobs and the every brother ain't your brother level management that I used to work for. Like when it was Time Warner Cable, there's one dude who the sad part was he was a fucking Eagles fan also. Black man. It would just my second every brother ain't your brother incident I had at work that made me say, you know what? Like you mentioned, like if that guy is dead right now, hey, good riddance. It wouldn't be no sweat off my back type shit.
Mhm.
You know. Or if I seen him and he try to, I'd be like, what's up? And then maybe be like, yo, I never forget. But I wanna say this one incident that happened at work like a month or so ago, but I'll tell you that one off air because the level of I can't believe this shit fucking happened to me was mind blowing. It is one of the silliest fucking. I've never seen somebody take chain of command to this level, to these heights before. It was disgusting. But when I remember shit like that, it's like, okay, now I like the way I take my shit is like pause. Is now I know how to move around you type shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know, like because like we said, like we could be cool. We could be cool, but I know where to keep you over there.
I'm going to
Type
that shit
level.
right now.
Arm's length. Keep you at arm's length, dogs.
Yeah.
No, them people how
Mhm.
vicious that pause was. He said he paused on the way I take my shit. Pause.
Yeah, I did.
Vicious
I did
pause
peep
right
it.
there.
I did
Wait,
peep
you
it.
take your shit?
Yeah, I did. I did.
You know, when I come in the bathroom, I usually get to the side. I like to sit on the side.
I mean, I'm not going to describe my toilet habits, but there is a way that I have to sit down on the toilet. There's a
You could have just
process.
said the way I take my shit kept it moving. You put the pause on it to let me, like, you add an emphasis on that part.
Because it sounded crazy. It sounded crazy when it came out, but there was pause. That was the way it had to come out. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you could because somebody clips that. Somebody clips that. It just be like the way I take my
Me,
shit.
nigga, me. I've been clipping these shits.
The way
Another
I take
one.
my shit.
Clipping
Hey,
these
yo,
shits.
what's happening? I think I need
Here's
to
the
hear
new
more
clip.
of this story.
There's the clip for this episode. There, right there. But yeah, what did Tyrone? There was something else I was mentioning before pre-show that I wanted to ask y'all.
Oh shit, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I'm
I
drawing
don't
blank.
remember either.
Was it
I could.
about
I'm not
sports or
gonna.
politics?
Nah, it wasn't sports related. It was something else personal, like because it was thinking of the petty, but then I was thinking of something else. But I think the something else. You know what? The something else was something that. Shout out to the homie Source, Mike Source. He posted a video on TikTok I watched before coming on. He he uh he stitched the video. The guy asked, "What was the best rap album of 1998?" And I remember so much shit coming out, but I had to hit the Googles to look up exactly what came out. And if y'all got to do that now, like do that, and then because my answer, because he put up, like one of his favorites things was Pete Rock Soul Survivor album, and I was
That's,
like, good album,
that's a tough album.
but Capital Punishment, I think was that best album of '98. And we're talking Hard Knock Life came out that year, Aquemini came out that year.
Black Star.
Two of D- two of DMX's albums, As Dark as Hell is Hot and Flesh of My Flesh, came out.
Damn, 400 Degrees by Juvenile came out that year.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
which was a decent album also. Like I like that album. I know I was one of the only few that I've heard bumping his album in full up this way or whatever. But
Miseducation
I
of Lauren Hill. Like, Jesus
Bobby
Christ.
Digital.
legendary
Bobby Digital
Bobby
stereo.
Digital. Hello Nasty came out, which was one of my favorite Beastie Boy albums. The
Extinction
Love
Level
Movement
Event
came out,
for
My
which
Home
Busta.
that
Alone.
wasn't
For
one of
Busta.
that wasn't one of my favorite Busta albums, but it was good.
That was a good
Your,
album.
your boy Capadonna came out with The Pillage.
Hang on,
Pillage, yeah. The Pillage, y'all know how I feel about the Pillage, but
Yeah.
Capital Punishment is one of those that like I forever rank high as one of the greatest debut albums ever type shit. Like I like that Philadelphia Freeway, it wasn't 98, but Philadelphia Freeway to me was a phenomenal debut album. You know what I'm saying? For a solo artist. I'm not taking groups and shit because we know when Wu came out, that shut the fucking game down type shit, you know. But looking at that year now, like, what do y'all think was the best that came out that year? And we did say rap because you said the Miseducation, though it was
Yeah,
probably categorized as rap. That shit was an
it
R&B
was.
album,
It was.
legendary R&B album.
Lyricist Lounge Volume 1, though?
That's fire.
That
There's a
is hard.
compilation.
Yeah. Onyx Shut Him Down. Roscoe's Assassination. This is what I think Fat Joe's best album ever was, the Don Cartagena album. That was his best album.
Absolutely.
Moment of Truth by Gangstar.
It was a good one, but it wasn't their best.
He got Game
40 days
soundtrack.
of 40 days and 40 nights was good. Heavy Mentals.
I'm gonna tell you,
This was a year. First Family for Life, MOP.
Yeah, Lots of
solid
Money,
album.
Power, and Respect came out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't like that.
I'm gonna tell you,
Jurassic
I was down
5 was
south.
one of my favorites.
I was in Georgia during this year, and when Aquemini came out, man, that's all we were listening to. So that'd probably be my choice for best, and then Capital Punishment. I don't think I got Capital Punishment until after I left the army.
Well,
Cannabis album came out.
well,
Can I Bust came out.
didn't shut me down because I was going to pick the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill just because at the time I was astounded by that. I didn't think, I mean, I liked the Fuji shit and I knew Lauryn Hill was good. I didn't think she was that good. And so that album, when it came out and the songs and everything, I was just like, damn, she really is, she putting that work in. So I really felt the appreciation for Lauryn Hill. But since we going to say that's not a rap album, which you're right about that, I'm gonna agree with Owen said. Aquemini probably the next one on my list for the best album of that year. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go
I
with
like the
Aquemini.
Aquemini a lot. I did. I personally, I like the Aquemini a lot, but like, I know we're questioning just this year, but when I stack it up, thinking about the other Outcast albums, for me, Stankonia was the best one. For me,
See, I think Aquemini is my personal best for Outkast. I think that's their best album. But I was killing that. I was running that Black Star album into the ground, dogs. That shit was
yeah,
fire when it came out. Most, was just on a different level on that album. He spazzed the fuck out. Like
Yeah.
those bars and his storytelling and the way he put shit together. I was on that album every day, dogs. Like that and Lyricist Lounge Volume 1 because they came out almost around the same time.
Yeah.
Those two shits was getting heavy rotation, but I'm not gonna lie, I listened to Aquemini a lot because I'm a Gemini on top of that. So I was just like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? But the album from front to back, no skips. Like it's a solid album. Like they got that Sporty Audi Dopalicious with the horns in the beginning. Come on, dog.
yeah, word. But see, like disappointing for me was Doc's the Name 2000.
Yes,
I like the album, but it to me to this day is still like Redman's weakest album.
Not a lot of people do like that album, but like you said, Dan, that Capital Punish album was solid when it came out because he had
straight through.
He had Black Thought on there. He had
New York Giants, MOP.
MLP. He had
Noriega on there.
He had Jizza and your man from Mobb Deep on there for Trace Leches. Like, yo, that album was tough.
What did you guys think about the Tikal 2000 album? Because I hear a lot of talk about that album, but I enjoyed it a lot.
When it go ahead. Who wants to go first? Because I'll say it.
Yeah, Meth. I don't know. I was never impressed with any of Meth's solo albums, man, except for the first one. I love the first one, but I was never really impressed with any of his albums, man. His solo albums.
When 2000 came out, I was like, okay, there's certain songs I like. The first thing that stood out was Street Life bodied everything he was on. Mm-hmm. Street Life bodied everything he was on that. But then it was like, nah, this is a miss for me. But then it took years later to re-listen to it again. I can consider like I slept on how great it really was. But it took time to allow it, to re-listen and let everything sink in. Because at that time, was I slightly comparing to what was before? Yeah, I've learned to stray away from that and take a piece of work for what it is and not compare until, like I mentioned, like Outkast just a second ago. When the whole body of work is done via all the albums, like this one is my favorite versus this one is my favorite, this least favorite. That's a Cal 2000. Now, as I got older, I loved it. When it came out, TJ.
Nah, it didn't, and it didn't have that buzz like before. Like, you know what I'm saying? People were expecting a higher quality.
It did have the buzz. It did have the buzz.
I guess it fell flat. It didn't live up to what people thought it should have been. Like the quality of work he was previously putting out. He was on everybody's features. He was doing R&B features and shit like that. All this shit was top tier. Yeah. So when he put an album out like this, he was like, don't be like the mixtape dudes. You know what I'm saying? You get off on those joints, but you're a prominent member of the Wu-Tang Clan. Like, why is your album falling this short? You're like top 3 at that point. He was like considered one of the top 3 best members of Wu-Tang at that point. You know what I'm saying? So like for him to support, I don't know if he was just going through the motions or he wasn't in the right frame of mind, but you could tell it was like half-ass work.
Who knows? Maybe Def Jam was forcing him to put out albums because that whole 2000 campaign they were running at the time. Who knows?
Which I love that shit. That era, Def Jam. That was, I think, 98 was that year where they was running the Survival of the Illest, and they would give that bonus CD with like I forgot which albums. Like you had, I think you was in the DMX. I know it was in the Onyx album, Onyx's third album that year. I know me and my boys, we was running Capital Punishment and that Onyx album like fucking crazy in
And that
that
Onyx
era.
album
But
was
them,
tough.
yeah, but them Survival of the Illest CDs was there was fire. There was fire. But like, yeah, I agree with you, TJ. Fucking Doc Cartagena was definitely Fat Joe's best album. Period.
Yeah.
The Pillage, freaking Nate Dogg's G Funk was cool. Shut 'em Down was that shit though. Shut 'em Down had one of those Survival of the Ills, like I said. I like Jurassic 5 a lot. This is just Bobby Digital and First Family, First Fan for Life, MOP was, I mean, that Bobby Digital, we ran that shit like crazy.
Bobby,
Fun fact,
did you?
fun fact, I wish I could still find this VHS. It might be next door, it might not be, it might be gone. I had the Domestic Violence VHS tape because it was a mini movie. It was a mini movie, and I was working in this store called Training Camp. It's another petty moment type situation. But I was working in this sneaker store called Training Camp, and the owner used to work with the Wu. Like he helped design the Wu-Tang Wallabies. They had the Wallabies and the other shoes called the Slaps, which I had every color, because I worked in the store. I had every color, every shoe, all of them. I probably still got some somewhere, but he had in the back, like they were in the back behind the register, there was like 2 or 3 of them left. I don't know what they were for, but I eventually acquired one of them and had that shit. You gotta like the other side of that, unless the ass is just trying to hold it up.
Yeah.
But like shout out to my man Mike, because he told me he was like one of the cops that was in that movie in the domestic violence room.
Bobby Digital helped me reach a level of petty because at the time when it came out, I had just broke up. This girl just broke up with me, and she was working at the movie theater and it was far out. And she called me and she was like, listen, I missed the last bus. Can you please come give me a ride? So I came to give her a ride, and I had the Bobby Digital CD in the car, and I started playing that song. You ain't shit.
You ain't shit. Your daddy ain't shit.
Yeah,
your sister ain't shit.
This is what it is, baby.
it's right for the moment. It's just the music, but internally, that petty kicked in, boy.
And don't touch the stereo. You gotta listen.
That's it. That's it. Unless you turning it up. But yeah, that whole joint. Rest in peace to Holocaust. I know he died recently too. He said that. I forgot the day. Why am I drawing a blank on the song? But it's my favorite favorite joint on there. One of my favorite joints. The beat was, the drum pattern was simple.
RZA was in his bag with that one.
Absolutely.
And the grave diggers.
Absolutely. But yeah, it's a rest in peace to Holocaust. Rest in peace. We forgot to mention rest in peace to Irv Gotti too.
Word.
We forgot a bunch of rest in pieces this year, but rest easy to Irv Gotti. Like,
he changed the game.
Yeah. Giving credit where credit is due, 100%. But damn it, 50.
He found DMX, dogs. I mean, it don't get bigger than that. This was during the shiny suit era. There was really no street going on. And this dude's out here growling, barking like a dog. What? They brought that urban street shit back hard. And it wasn't from the city of New York. It was coming from Yonkers, which is even more bananas because they didn't like to give our Westchester folks no kind of props. We had Pete Rock, you know what I'm saying? We had a little crew, but DMX really put a stamp on the 914 for us.
They had a lot.
Well, because we didn't look at as Westchester County.
Right.
It
but
was
called it upstate.
Yonkers. It was Mount Vernon.
Right.
It was New Rochelle.
Right.
With the Flat Earth crew. Oh well, Flat Earther and Brand Nubian.
Right.
But we looked at them as the separate towns, kind of like how we looked at. I mean, the city looked at Long Island, but as y'all are over there, it's Long Island, but y'all produced phenomenal shit.
Right. You got Wine Dance. You got fucking Long what's that? Suffolk County. You know what I'm saying? Nassau County. Yeah, it's the same shit.
And Irv,
Yeah.
Irv took a little bit. We was talking about grudges and being petty, and Irv took that off of me a little bit because I never liked Irv. I never liked him from the whole Ja Rule shit and all that shit that was going on. I didn't like him on Drink Champs when he gonna hold that 20-year grudge with Ashanti and talk all that shit about her after she moved on, all that. I didn't like how Irv was moving. I didn't like how Irv was talking. I didn't like nothing about the man. And I was sad when he passed away. I legit feel like, damn, man. Like, you know what I mean? I felt something in my heart like, damn, Irv is gone. Oh, but we were talking about being petty. We were talking about grudges, and Irv held that grudge on Ashanti for all them years and stuff. And I don't like this man, personally. But I can respect what he done for hip-hop. And like I said, at his age passing away, dude, that was still a sad moment for me.
Bro, that was way too young. That is way too
53?
young. 54.
53.
Yeah, that's
54.
Oh, shout out to Miss Wallace. She just passed as well.
Yeah,
yeah. Now I remember because we're delaying the inevitable, but now I remember the other topic. Because I was at work yesterday. Shout out to the homie, but he was telling me about his hustling days, and it was. I'll just add this one story. I hope he don't mind, but he mentioned how in his hustling days, whatever, Mike Geronimo asked him to bring him to Hot 97 because he was friends with Mike Geronimo. But he mentioned that Mike Geronimo asked him to bring him to Hot 97 for an interview with Angie Martinez. And if you know where the radio station is, right there on Hudson, and between Hudson and Greenwich and Houston Street, right around the corner on the Houston side of the building is the Carpenters Union. And once a year, they always open up the books to allow new members to come apply and join in. And he said it just happened to be the day that he's waiting in the car, but he sees a whole line of people out there. And he jumped out on something like, yo, what is all this shit? What is this shit? And it was like, oh, it's the Carpenters, we allow them to take the test, whatever, and to get into the classes and all of that. And the dude decided to get into that, became valedictorian of his freaking Carpenters Union class. And what I said to him was like, oh shit, Mike Geronimo asking for that ride just saved your life. And it was just like, but the hustling stories, because after that moment, he's telling me about all the shit that he was going through beforehand, and like some major families uptown he's like family connected to, all types of shit. And it made me say, you know what? It was actually okay to grow up a square, a straight L7 kind of square. Just outside playing sports, playing football, going to play video games, roller skating, bike riding, doing all that shit. Because the one hustling experience I ever had was in school trying to sell candy. And I was trying to sell candy for a homie of mine, rest in peace to him. And it was only because I tried it, only because I had put him onto a new candy. This is when the double Airheads came out that had the two flavors on one. So I told him like, yo, this is the only store that got him, whatever. He's like, yo, buy me a box. Matter of fact, you can sell them whatever you make, you get, the half, whatever. And that was my only hustling experience. It was terrible. I got high on my own supply because people weren't buying from me. I eventually got the kid the money back, all that shit. And I was just like, yeah, I can't understand this shit. But have any of y'all ever attempted that hustling life?
Okay, so that's how I got into the military. So when the drug dealers approached me and they was trying to get hustling, because we was wearing bobos, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have no clothes, I didn't have no money. And they approached me and they was like trying to get hustling. And I was just telling and then before the show started that they told me it was $10 on every 100 pack. And I did the math in my head because I was good at school. I said $10 on every honey pack. That's not enough money for me because on a Tuesday you be out there 4 or 5 hours to get rid of a honey pack. You know what I mean? You make $2 an hour out there on the street, whatever. But what had happened was my sister, and I know she can tell the story because she ain't gonna care. She ended up stealing some shit. So when she stole some shit and she came to me and she was like, I don't know what to do with it. I said, well, I've been around the hustlers. I was involved in a little bit, but I didn't want to do that for no $10. You know, I ain't working for minimum wage out here. But I knew something about it. And she was just like, this is all ours. I stole it. Like we don't have to pay nobody back. And we got involved in it pretty heavy. And they raided the crib and they got my sister. And I met this recruiter. And the recruiter said, you want to join the Army? Now, I never talked to a recruiter before in my life, but I met this recruiter. He said, hey, you want to go to the military? And I said, no, man, I'm probably looking at prison. You know what I mean? We got raided. I'm in trouble. I'm going to do some prison time.
I'm going to do the other government time.
Look. That recruiter looked me in my eyes and said, give me your information. Let me check it out. I'll see what I could do. And needless to say, I spent 8 years in the military, and my sister got 2 to 5 years in the other government institution. So, you know what I mean? Hustling did not work out.
You got benefits for life now too. So
yeah, I know. I mean, but if I could take it all back, I wouldn't have jumped into that. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth my sister going to prison. It wasn't even worth me. I ain't had no military aspirations, dude. So even doing that, I mean, I enjoyed my military life or whatever, but that wasn't my goal or my future that I had planned for myself.
Wait. I'm sorry. We missed something here. What part did you miss? Did you miss not taking in the drugs, or did you miss going into the military? You didn't specify.
No. What I'm saying is like I wouldn't have went to the military. That was nothing. Okay. That wasn't on my plate.
Yeah.
But
that wasn't on the bingo card.
But when the guy said, "Hey, you know, it's prison or it's Army," you know, it was like
that's an easy choice.
You know what I mean?
3 hots in a cot and they feed and they clothe you and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that I'm taking nothing back from my military career, but I'm just saying that hustling sent my life in a direction that I ain't expected to go on. And I don't know if it was for the better or for the worse, but I know my sister going to prison was for the worse because she had a son at the time, and you know, my mom had to take on another kid, and we was already poor. That's why we was hustling. So it didn't pan out. You know what I mean? Right. And they glorify it because you see all these stories about all these hustlers making it big and being rich, and that's like 1 out of a million. You know what I mean?
It's like a basketball player,
yeah,
or a sports athlete, professional athlete,
yeah.
And then, but the main worst part about it, and this is the worst thing about hustling. I'll tell anybody, don't get into it, because the main worst thing about it is you spend that motherfucking money. You spend it. You see what I'm saying? Me and my sister was making a lot of money hustling, right? And when she got locked up, we ain't had shit. We had a couple of cars that we had to put in my dad's name to keep the government from taking them. And that's all we had. All that money that went through our hands, all that time, all that risking our lives and risking our freedom.
But that's being financially illiterate too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you would have had assets, they would have froze them shits. But at least if you had a safe or something, or like a safe deposit box where you had a couple of hundred, 40, 50 grand, that would have changed your outlook. But that wouldn't have stopped you from hustling though, because you would have had that 50 grand to keep going.
You know what I had? I had Timberland boots and a couple of first down jackets. That's what I had. You know what I mean? Like,
first down.
I'm just saying, bro. Wow. At the end of the day, that money gone. All that money that passed through my hands gone.
Yeah. Damn. Well, contrary to popular belief, I was never a hustler. I don't know why people think I was. I got a feeling why, because the people I was hustler adjacent. You know what I'm saying? I was around them. I knew the game. I saw what it was, and I didn't go around them when they had beef. They was like, yo, stay over there today. We strapped up. A couple of friends got into a shootout here and there, some wild fights and shit. But no. Now, I did do the Dan thing where I was hustling gum and candy in high school. That shit was very profitable, but it was also very stressful because I always had to go to the store and keep buying shit. And I was cutting into my profits because I just wanted everything to come back to me. And I didn't want to hire nobody else either. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they're not going to put in the effort. They didn't have my charisma. I could sell water to a well. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like I did it for about a good 3-4 months. I had an extra $50-$60 a week in my pocket cash. And when you high school, that's money. You know what I'm saying? Because we
Better
hung
than
out.
the GO store. It was
Yeah.
better than the GO store.
Wow.
So, it felt good to have a little bit of extra cash. My mom was just like, why you got all this gum in the house? Like, what are you doing? I'm selling it for 50 cents a pack at school. And motherfuckers come to me every day, sometimes twice a day. I'm breaking tens and shit. You know what I'm saying? Breaking $10 bills type shit. So she was like, what? I was like, yeah, but the shit just got too. What it was, you know how you're really good at one thing and you're not ready for the next level of success to like branch out and get people under you and shit like that. All that was out
He
the window.
wasn't he wasn't going to the weed route. That was the next step.
Yeah. I wasn't going to network it. I mean, I came very close to selling weed for a few people, but that was only like, I need cash for like the weekend dogs. So I just let me work for you for a few hours, get a couple of $100 and be out. But that was it. Like I never really got into the hustling thing, but I knew all about the game. I knew people who got caught up in the shit. I got mad people I know that did time, mad people I know I got shot. I mean, I was in places I should never been. I'll never forget. I went to my man's house after work. We in the Bronx. And in the middle of his living room is a 50-gallon drum, and it's just weed to the top of that shit. He's like, yo, let's go in the room and play FIFA. I'm like, motherfucker, we talking about FIFA, dogs. There's a steel drum of weed bud, like in your middle of your crib, like it's furniture, dogs. I need to leave. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who's watching this house, bro. I don't want to be caught in the robbery. I don't want to be caught up with the feds because we all going in. We all going in.
I
Well,
just went through.
I was the only adjacent where I was across the street from me lived one of the bigger dealers in the neighborhood. That was like as adjacent as I got, and it was a clear sign of I'm never never doing
go
it.
that
He never. He had the ill Volvo that we used to battle. Like it used to be. He would blast Biggie out the car, and I would be blasting fucking Craig Mack flavor in your ear out my big ass speaker out my window type shit. Like it was fun times like that, but
I do.
nah, I
I have
couldn't
one
do it.
good hustling story. It ain't even about drugs. It was this kid, and he worked at this. His dad and his mom owned the pharmacy store, and they gave him this little area in the back, and he used to hustle Genesis games. And what he would do was he would have like 3 Genesis games that nobody never heard of, like Astro Zone or some shit that nobody never heard of. And he'd be like, Tyrone, if you bring me a Madden, I'll give you 3 games for a Madden. And he would give me like these 3 cheap ass Genesis games for my Madden, but they was fire games. Like they was games that was playing and all that. They was decent games. And this dude was hustling, and he would start a Madden for like $30, and then he would go get 6 games for that same $30 off of somebody. And he was just like hustling video games, stuff like that. This man was GameStop before GameStop came out. Now I'll never
He
forget that kid.
he gave you Shaq Fu for Madden.
Yeah, but I mean, he gave me that, but he told me-
Shaq Fu, Moonwalker, and Comic Zone.
yeah, right. But I would get 3 games, but he made it look so good because it's 3 games for 1 game, right? And I know he was giving me some bullshit, but I played the shit out of Shaq Fu. You know what I mean? Like, I had my fun with it. But he was good at that, dude. He would sell you some bullshit games and get your best shit. I remember he got my Vander Holyfield for some bullshit game.
Oh man!
That was one of the best boxing games ever,
Yo,
dog.
he got me, dog.
At the time, yep.
He said, man, I'll give you these 2 games for that one Vander Holyfield, and he got me, dogs. But I'm just saying, he was a good hustler, but he was using the video games in the back. And his parents just set him up with a little room in the back. He had a Genesis hooked up to this little ass TV, and he just was hustling video games out the back.
And see, O disappeared when it was coming to his turn.
Yeah, man, that hustling candy was rough, bro. That shit was people coming up to you all times of the day in the hallway, in class. My teacher was like, am I interrupting something going on back there? Like, all these people standing around you. And you're exchanging money.
What would you get for candy though? 10 cents? 15 cents?
Nah. So I would buy like a whole box of like blow pops. And this just was like $10 back then, right? Or maybe even less. A whole thing of blow pops, like 8-pack of double mint and the Snicker bites. You know, the handheld joints, because people love them shits. I sell them shits for a nickel.
All Snickers are handheld.
Yeah. The bite-sized joints. The bite-sized joints. The gum was 50 cents, but I clean up on the blow pops. Everybody wanted a lollipop. All the chicks wanted them. You know what I'm saying? So like, they were like, oh,
and they used to be 10 cents back in the day in the store.
Yeah, I was quartering all them shits. You know what I'm saying? Everything was a quarter. So I was getting off with them shits. It was, I was like, yo, 4 for $1. You know what I'm saying? Oh, word. Bing, that was an easy sale. 4 for $1. Or 3 for $1. I throw in one free because I'm trying to get rid of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, you know, the chicks be cool with you. Now they want to work out 2 for $5s and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you start be cool with them. And they're like, oh, you can sit at our table, you know, and talk shit and crack jokes and shit like that. So it was cool, but that shit was work, man. I was just like, I'm not going to be the candy man no more. After like 2 weeks, that shit got dry. They was like, yeah, we ain't fuck with you. Somebody else picked this shit up. I was like,
now you got competition.
Yeah, he was waiting for me to fall, though. You know what I'm saying? Because he couldn't do nothing while I was out there. I was shutting this shit down. You want candy? Go see Thomas. That's what it
was. So, you got anything?
Yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy, man. I was doing my little weed selling or whatever, but I was horrible at it, man, because if you could imagine, you know, I was
a user. You're a user. You was an abuser.
I don't know whose idea was to give me all the his weed and tell me to sell it. So now I got to get a job to make the money back, to put the money back.
He smoked that shit in a week. He smoked that shit in a week. Shared it with everybody that didn't chip in.
You know, I was the original. I felt as though Smokey stole my idea, boy. Stole my life.
All this is for me? No, motherfucker, you gotta sell it. He said, maybe if I chop off this and sell this, I'll make the money back that I smoked.
Yo.
He smoked it
all. You know what's happening too, though?
It was horrible.
You get the weed right and you go, I'm gonna make $300 off of this if I sell it. So I can smoke $300 worth of the shit and still be cool.
Yo, we can laugh about it now, but
the math is mathing.
Shit was not
the math is mathing to him.
The shit was not funny back then, boy.
Nah, at the time you was scared, like, yo, I might have to fight somebody, I might have to hurt somebody, like, yep.
Because you go to count
the crime. Do I have to commit a crime to pay this man back?
No, you go to count the money and it's short. You don't even, and you looking at it like you don't know what the fuck happened. Like,
who, me? Me, dogs? Nah, man. Never. You know I don't do that.
Nah, it usually meant extra hours at Wallbounds, man. That's what it usually meant.
Did you start counting the other times you smoke with? Like, damn, I smoked one yesterday. Oh, then the John came over. And me and Rico smoked two. Trying to figure it out, like, where'd it go?
You start looking for your boy, looking for your boy for some money. Like, you know, hey man, yo, remember that blunt we smoked yesterday?
that'd be $8.
You owe me $40, dogs.
Oh shit! But
we
from
definitely smoked half a zip last night.
From lightweight criminal activity to the criminal that we have in office. This is why we here today. Like, it's crazy, man. Like I as my thing says, this is what y'all asked for. This is what y'all voted for. You know what I'm saying? Like, to see people now all of a sudden talking about, I regret my vote because it wasn't gonna happen to me. I didn't think it was gonna happen to me type shit. Fucking watching all these videos of government employees who are former veterans and all of that stuff, all now coming out like, I agreed with what Trump was saying. I agreed with what he wanted to do. I didn't know I was going to be a victim. People losing their jobs because, again, what did he do? He did the illegal thing recently. Yeah, recently, meaning he only been in office for what, roughly a month,
Yeah,
if
roughly.
that, and already tried to illegally fire people from the heads of multiple departments, all types of departments, so many government jobs, government people. And again, the trippy part is the veterans, all the veterans, all these union workers who agreed with a union buster are now crying like I didn't expect this shit to happen to me, and getting losing their jobs and shit. But the trippy shit still is this whole Doge nonsense and Elon Musk. Like the I learned that the president can appoint somebody as like a special kind of like a special government employee. I don't remember the exact term, but you can appoint somebody as like a special like government employee. Supposed to only last 180 days. It barely got to that far yet. We'll see how special President Elon works out. But this motherfucker got teenage kids close to my daughter's age, a little older than my daughter, with direct access to all of our social security information and all of that shit. Like, I don't understand how people just all of a sudden now are bothered by this. When if people were listening to this show and was listening to how I've been saying with on top of this guy calling himself the king, all of a sudden he's the king in New York because he just said congestion pricing is gone and it ain't because I'm still getting charged. It ain't gone. But now people are saying, we didn't ask for a dictator, nigga. The Star 5 podcast has been telling you. I've been telling y'all. This guy ain't going for just a 4-year stint and that's it. So all of this shit that's been going on, and we're going to talk about a couple things within that's like within this whole barely a month of Trump. Like, yo, this shit's been atrocious, y'all. This shit's been fucking horrendous.
Well, the wild shit when you're talking about they were firing employees, so government employees, they just do like they don't do nothing surgical, right? Look at departments and see who needs to stay, who needs to go. No, they just broadsword everything with the broom, just push everybody off, and if we fuck up, we'll try to get them back. So they fired all of these people that were running like the nuclear power plants and shit like that, and it was like, oh, my
The
bad,
FAA.
my bad, and now they're scrambling to get these people back. Like these people are like, nah, I'm in no rush to go back. You guys said our jobs weren't shit. I ain't coming back unless I get a significant amount of raise now.
Mm-hmm.
And I got them. All the leverage is on us. What are you going to do to help us come back? At this point, park rangers, all these park rangers and shit like that. Like they were saying lines are crazy at the Grand Canyon, Yosemite, all these places because they just laid everybody off. They didn't give a fuck if anybody, I guess, outside the post office, because those are the only people that they didn't lay off. Anybody outside of that shit was just like told to go home. That's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy because I'm sure the American public are at this point. All right. Let me not say American public. I'm speaking for myself and people close to me. We're afraid to fly. Like we're like, okay, how long can we get there by car? You know what I'm saying? Like we're not trying to. Nah, it's not a good time. It's not a good time for it, man, because things just happening. Stuff like that is happening way too often with these incidents. You know, as far as with the wide, just sweeping firings. Like I mentioned the other day, and on the other I think last week it was. Yeah, we got hit. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of veterans. It's Department of Veterans. There's a lot of veterans working in our department, and yeah, we got hit. You know what I'm saying? Starting from the associate director. So yeah, man, it's tough, man. It's some tough times right now. Working in my job right now, you know.
And that used to be a sure thing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
You
right,
got to
right,
go to
right.
bed.
I'm sorry. But I was telling, I was telling my boy that it's funny because our jobs, as opposed to the private sector always paid more,
Right,
right? But our jobs had the job security. So
right.
now you take away job security, you know what I'm saying? What do we have? Like we're already not getting as paid as much as we do in a private field, So it's fucked up right now.
Yeah, it
Um,
was a thing. You get a government job, you was set for life.
Yeah, you was locked in. Yep.
and it really fucks with us because we union contractors and we do a lot of the infrastructure in our cities, and we just got like this big giant infrastructure bill for all the bridges and roadways and highways and all the stuff that we do from our local as far as like foundation and power driving and shit like that. So we got all the infrastructure, and now he's trying to do a national right to work, and now he's firing all these federal people, and all of the infrastructure bills and everything for the whole highway stuff. That's all federally funded government jobs. But it's like, are you biting your nose to spite your face? Because if the federal funding doesn't want union workers, you're gonna have these highways and these roadways and all of these federal infrastructure buildings being built by fucking Joe Smo somewhere, who don't have the experience or have the level of training that I had to do it. And then when the overpass collapse or something like that, you know what I mean? So it's like to get rid of the federal funding is kind of like, why? You got all this infrastructure and you know that you're getting qualified, trained union people to do it, and you're going to give right to work to some company from Texas to come to Philadelphia and do our infrastructure and not give a fuck and do it cheaply and do it with untrained workers. And then what are we going to do when a overpass collapse or something like that? So I'm just like, this makes no sense to me.
And they find damn near all the inspectors for all these jobs as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are they doing? Like, who's
Right.
going to certify this work and put a stamp on it and say it's good to go? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And he let go of all these people that are watchdogs for the government. So we're not getting jerked, and the government is not jerking you. You know what I'm saying? So it's the Wild West, and that's it's going to be a smoldering thing because they can't get along. They're getting along right now, but like we said before, when they tried to get a speaker of the house and that shit damn near took 2 months, 3 months, and they was hating on each other, it just collapsed the party. That's coming again. That's coming again.
Well, I think what Trump is trying to do, and I literally think this got to be his plan, is to just. I think he just came in and his plan was to just bombard the government with so much shit that some of his shit was going to slip through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? Because he did 75 executive orders in his first month. 75 executive orders within 1 month of office. So I'm thinking that he's just bombarding them with everything he got, and he hoping that a couple of the small things is just going to slip through the cracks. Of course, they're going to check out the big things. Of course, a lot of judges already blocked some of his executive orders, and a lot of people are already fighting some of them. But he's like, man, he put 75 of them out in 1 month. So he's like, man, 20 of these motherfuckers going to slip by. You know what I mean? Like they're going to miss some of this shit. And I think that's what he's doing. I think his idea is just, I'm going to bombard them with so much bullshit that they're not even going to have time or the chance to fucking go through all of it. So some of my shit is going to get stamped and slip through the cracks. And I think that's what he's doing because there's no logical reason to say why in your first month you're going to have 75 executive orders. And you know that it takes time and it takes effort, and everybody's got to look all this shit over before we can make this shit in the law. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's because the executive orders are all bullshit. It's just that was him in his way of trying to tell his constituents, look, I'm coming through with what I said I was going to do. And just thinking like, he can just wield the power of the pen as if everything is just supposed to be a go. Hence why he thinks he's going to be a king. Hence why he's trying to run this shit like a dictator, which finally people are recognizing shit that we called out freaking his last term, that this man idolized dictators, idolizes dictators. Like this guy, for instance, like he's trying to come out and have the American people believe that the Russia-Ukraine war is because of Zelensky right now. Like what have y'all been paying attention to? What the fuck, TJ? What the fuck have these people been paying attention to?
Dan, these people are not worldly people. All right, they're concerned with themselves, and what they don't realize is he fucked up all that funding. So who do you think pays the states where his biggest supporters are? All right, if New York is going to be fine because New York doesn't have to pay out shit because we make our money. So the Kentuckys, the Tennessees, the Alabamas, the Louisianas, the Idahos, all those states in the middle that need funding from the rest of America to keep their shit going is dead.
All the hoes, right? All the hoes stay.
And I was hearing about because Canada did not fuck around. They embargoed the red states that voted for Trump with liquor, and they said liquor is hard to find right now.
Well, yeah, but see, Trump combated that too. Because remember now, okay, so all them little states not getting their funding now, right? But Trump said he put out that mandate, that federal executive order that we gonna stop funding you. We not funding the United Nations no more. The United States is supposed to be pulling all of their funding from the United Nations now. So all of you states that's worried about funding, we're not giving the United Nations no more money. So y'all gonna get that money. That's the money we're gonna save from paying the United Nations and being part of that. And we eliminate funding for them. So we're gonna have money for y'all. Don't worry.
It ain't gonna be enough, Ty. It ain't gonna be nowhere near enough. New York pays other states billions of dollars, bro. It's not a small number. It's not a small number. Texas is going to be good. Cali's going to be good. All the Eastern Seaboard states are going to be good. If you're not generating your own money as a state, and they say like all those Midwest states, they bank a lot on tourism because you got the Appalachians, you got the Adirondack Mountains, you got all the parks out there and stuff like that. That shit relies on tourism. They can't get any tourism if the parks are closed because they ain't got enough people to run the parks.
Mm-hmm. Is that why The Rock putting WrestleMania back in New Orleans next year?
I mean, they're going to suffer. And you know what they're going to do? You know what happens, right? They want to take what you got.
Mm-hmm. So what were some of the topics that we directly wanted to bring up within this shit?
Yo, did y'all see the President Trump and the governor of Maine going at it?
Yes. I was gonna bring that up. The whole because Maine, again, this guy says states' rights, right? States' rights. And Maine is running with their state right of allowing trans athletes to just play sports, which is like all these shows that I've been listening to and shit that been bringing this stuff up. It's like, it's ridiculous how hard they're trying to go in on trans athletes when there's really like a small handful to deal with. But they're making it like it's this big, like the whole state of New York is trans. Yeah, they're trying to make it like the whole state of New York is trans and they want to play sports. And so the governor was just like, well, we'll see you in court. And Trump was trying to be all big and bad, like, something like, yo, okay, well, we're the federal government. We control your funding. We'll stop all your funding if you don't comply with us. And she was like, okay, we'll see you in court. We'll see you in court.
I'm going to have to say that we got to try to avoid situations like what happened with that swimmer. There's no way to avoid situations like that when you let trans athletes participate in sports. So I understand that we want equal rights and all that. I get it. And I understand what Trump is doing. I get it. But I'm just saying, how do we can't have it equal. If you let trans players play in sports, that eliminates the equality of the sport. It really does.
But it's not, forget that, because that's not the issue here at hand. The issue is, like you said, the distractor of it. They're making such a big ass deal about this, like it's is a huge, major federal concern in our country that 20 to 10 fucking trans athletes want to compete in sports. Which, by the way, on this show we've said years ago, I'm personally, let's do an all trans like Olympics. Give them a level, to have a level playing field for all of them to compete, because sports should be for everybody. But that's not the issue here at hand. Because yeah, they're talking about this dumb shit that constantly. Meanwhile, they think they're sitting back trying to shred up the IRS too, claiming that there's people who are 150 years old still collecting tax money, when that whole 150-year-old thing is just a default in the computer system that the government created in like the 70s or 80s, when somebody goes, I think either somebody passes or something, but if they fail to maybe remove them from the system, it just strikes them. So they're really out there thinking that money is being wasted on people find me a 150-year-old person. They really sitting here thinking that people are still collecting money under people's names of family members when the system automatically triggered their age. This trans shit is just a distractor for the simple minds, while they continue to do shit where they're giving tax breaks. The new tax plan that he's putting in place, the people making over $1 million plus are the only ones that are going to see a negative benefit that helps them, while everybody else from 400,000 to 500,000, 100,000 to 200,000 people, like we're paying 10 to 20%. We'll be paying 10 to 20% more in taxes under this guy. So, but they're using dumb shit like trans people as a distractor from shit. They're using the fucking border right now as a distractor. Do you know they've been locking up? Like all these shows I listen to, they've been locking up fucking science teachers. They've been taking people's kids. And they're reopening Guantanamo Bay to house these people. Oh, because of the criminals. They're not, and mind you, they are not letting go of the people who are just innocent. They're snatching up whoever the fuck they want. And if they find something, they're getting shipped back. And then they're getting shipped to countries that they're not even from.
Yeah.
So keep using fucking dumb shit like trans just because you're a fucking homophobe. They're using this shit because they're fucking homophobes, or their Bible told them. They keep feeding us bullshit that people like us can read straight through. And this shit is getting dumb. It's getting real stupid.
Well, one thing I did think that might be, well, there was two things I thought might be a good thing in the executive order. The one was that he did make an executive order to reinstate all of those service members that were dismissed because they refused to take the COVID vaccination. So when those service members got dismissed from the military because they didn't want to take the COVID vaccination or whatever, Trump is reversing that, which I think that's a good step forward in getting these service members back into service or whatever, because I didn't think they should have been dismissed just because they refused to take a vaccine. So he is reversing that. So I don't know. I think that's a good thing. And I totally
agree with that. I agree with that.
And I'm also not sure what this is leading to or what this means, but he did sign an executive order to end federal censorship on our freedoms of speech. Now I don't know what that exactly entails, but I do believe that with all of this cancel culture and all of this bullshit that was going on with freedom of speech, and me being a guy that's in part of the media, if this could turn out to be a good thing for people like me who's in the media and stuff like that. So,
well, here's the thing. Here's the problem within that. Here's the only problem within the freedom of speech thing, right? They're already they're already showing their hand when it comes to if you say something bad about this guy, like Elon said, he thinks what was it? He thought it was what was the news? CNN or CNBC or I think it was one of them. He thinks that the everybody who runs that company should be locked up because they talk negative about Trump. So how free is this speech really going to be? Because we already know when it comes to these right wing, these MAGA dumb fucks, they confuse their freedom of speech with freedom of consequence all the fucking time. They confuse it with freedom of they think that you're free from consequences because of freedom of speech. No, 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 TJ, you call me a nigga, you just might get punched in the fucking teeth.
In the immortal words of Prodigy, speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched.
It's no that simple.
Statement. There's no truest statement. That was one of the realest words I've ever heard when I heard that shit. Speak the wrong words, man, and you will get touched. I didn't stop you from saying it. I might have encouraged you. I might have dared you. Please do. So I can oblige.
Right? Like
you.
remember the I forgot that news show when was it Delroy Lindo when he was like, go ahead, say it. Yeah. Hey, you want to say it, right? You want to say it, right? You want to say it, right? Go ahead, say it. And that motherfucker was mute. He was fucking mute.
That was
because he knew better.
I'm saying I don't know. I'm not sure what the ending of federal censorship is going to mean. I'm not sure. Like I haven't looked it up to know what the federal censorship laws actually say. So I'm not sure what the ending of federal censorship is going to lead to. But I'm saying that for me being in the media and for me talking the way I talk, there's a chance I could be, violating some federal laws out here in these streets. I don't know, but that's what I'm saying.
But see, that's one of them things, though. Like we've always been taught. We've always had the ability to talk the way we talk. It's just it's going to become on some dictator country level type shit. You say something wrong about the dear leader, and you can get arrested type shit. That's what a lot of these other countries do, where dictators are currently at. This motherfucker right now tries to operate. He's trying to operate like a dictator. And that's what's going to happen. It's eventually going to happen. It's eventually going to happen. It's crazy how, too, like, you see, we don't hear from J.D. Vance at all, but we hear from his real co-president, Elon Musk, more than him.
No, J.D. Vance is causing shit overseas, bro. He was in Paris or something. He said some wild shit out there not too long ago. That shit made the
paper. I remember, but I forgot exactly what he said.
Yeah, and the man is wearing eyeliner too. I don't know if you peeped that. Your man's out there with eyeliner on, bro.
They say little Mr. Furley.
But my thing is this though. How? You know what I mean? How? Because it's like once you get to a certain level, now I know he's passed all the executive orders, and I know some of the shit gonna slip through the cracks. Because like I said, the government is not equipped to handle 75 executive orders in 1 month, which he's probably gonna have 75 next month, and after that. They're not equipped to handle all of this bombardment of executive orders. So some of them I'm pretty sure that a lot of them that they feel is not that important. It's probably gonna be passed just to go through so that they can work on whatever. But in this country, once he reaches a certain level of dictatorship, I mean, we do have the rights and abilities to shut him down. You know what I'm saying? Like the Senate and all of these judges and all these people, like somebody is going to have to step in and go, "Hey, man, you're going too far." I just don't feel like you can reach dictatorship in America at this time.
So, do you think there will be a coup then? You know what I'm saying?
Well, currently, right now, I agree with what show I listened to. They were saying like what he's doing is currently a coup. What he's been trying to do is currently a coup.
He's just trying to annihilate the Constitution, basically.
Pretty much. And there currently are like multiple states who have lawsuits in against almost all these executive orders. So yeah, he can say like again, he claimed he put an executive order in on New York to end congestion pricing, which that's the only good I want him to do is to eliminate some shit that is making us pay more money. Like again, yo, we getting no nothing off of this as city employees.
which makes no sense.
All we do is pay the city. We pretty much pay our own fucking salaries in some ways, in some respects,
In
because
your next
we can't.
contract, you should ask for a comp
I'm
for
not trying to be there for a next contract.
I know what you're.
I'm
I
not
know,
even trying to be there.
but
I'm almost done.
I'm just saying, they should negotiate that for the next contract. Like, yo, we're
Yeah,
city
well,
employees. We either get a significant reduced amount on this congestion pricing, or we get nothing. Like, our
right, like on some rebellious shit. Like and I don't care if the city sees this and say, I think all of us city agencies united should just lay down for a day.
nothing, huh?
Nobody picking up garbage, no cops in the street, no firefighters, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Nobody from DEP fixing the road. Let only them crooks over at the MTA work, and watch nobody go through any tolls for a day, and then watch them cry broke. But because I'm saying, like, that's the level of we're gonna have to get to stop a person like Trump. I think we should apply the same thing to be like, yo, this congestion shit's got to go. Because, yo, think about where I live. I'm on Staten Island. I already got to pay a toll to get off the island and come back into the island. And then if I want to make it into Manhattan the quicker way, I got to pay a toll at the Battery Tunnel. I'm not calling it the Hugh Carey Tunnel. At the Battery Tunnel, got to pay a fucking toll to go through the Battery Tunnel. And then once you get on the other side of the Battery Tunnel, the congestion things are waiting right there for you. But then you don't have to pay if you're using it and cutting straight up to go uptown. So if you go past 59th Street, then you don't have to pay. But it takes a week and a half for them to figure that out. But if I go to work at Houston Street, or if I go to work at 57th Street, or by Pearl Street on the water next to basketball, if I got to go to work there, I gotta then pay a third toll to get to work.
That was my point.
It's ridiculous.
I was making the same kind of point about the infrastructure. What is it going to take for him to realize that you need federal funding for union workers to do this infrastructure work? Because these companies are going to hire whoever they want to build these bridges and these roadways, and that shit ain't going to work. When one of these roadways or these overpasses collapse or something, it's going to be like, hey, you used Joe Smo from Texas, and he brought a bunch of Mexicans up.
Ty. It goes to you get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying? You get what you pay for, and you see it all the time. You get a company, it's got good workers, everybody's happy because they're getting paid. They feel like they're being compensated. They think the company's great. They ain't going nowhere. As soon as they got to go cuts, or they don't give those raises out no more because they want their shareholders to get more of the bottom line, then they go and they bring it back with lesser talent people because they can pay them the same amount of money or even less to do the same amount of work because you're not wiser to the game. And now you want to know why stocks is down, shit is down in the second and third quarter. What the fuck happened? Well, we let all the good people go. So why aren't we getting the same production out of those people? Because those are not the people that we let go. If I give you a recipe and we have the same recipe, what we cook ain't going to come out the same, bro. It's not even going to taste good.
you disproved that point. Go ahead.
I'm like, damn, you really want to get to that one,
huh? Oh, you set yourself up with that one. But yeah, man, like just like how February 28th is supposed to be like the national like boycott day, like where everybody allegedly is supposed to not shop Walmart, not shop Target, not shop Amazon, things like that. Like, it's supposed to be a national boycott day. It needs, but it needs like we need like some like 100% levels of cooperation to really tell these fucking governments that like, yo, like this shit's got to change. Something's got to change. Like it's ridiculous. It's gonna take a lot, and it is hard to galvanize everybody. But shit. But
It's
like, yo,
gonna.
other bad because my bad.
I was gonna say we all know how strong the black dollar is, man, and we just we really, like you said, it's gonna take. We still have some time, to galvanize, the masses to really set this thing off, man.
That's what I
So
said. It's gonna take something's gonna happen where we just like, oh, fuck it. You know what?
Mhm.
We're done
Yeah.
with it. We're
Well,
done with it. It's gonna take over like wildfire. We're just tired
And
of this bullshit. We're
well,
not doing it no more.
and like I've said before, TJ, right? This is now we're coming into the time where now a January 6th like event would be for legit reasons,
well,
not
that's
because my team lost.
Mhm.
because that's my question. Like, do we really think that there's enough people in this country? Like, are there people in this country that want a dictatorship? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
that's the central thing that I'm thinking. It's like, in order for him to become a dictator, we have to have enough people in this country that actually want that. You know what I mean? And it's like,
There's a small
How,
portion that
how many
does.
and how many people voted for him because they and again, let's remember the whole true movement has been he's been running the Project 2025 playbook to a T. He's been running the Nazi playbook to a fucking T. This whole thing has been they want this, like I say it, I said it before and I'll say it again. Racist white male America's last stand. They think that they've been the disenfranchised, the we got to keep silent because we can't say what we want population. This is what they think. This is why they take America back again. No, this is make America run by 100% run by white men only. Make everything. This is why we got a fucking Pete Hegseth running the military. We got a Fox News anchor who was an Army National Guard guy. I believe he was Army National Guard running the fucking military guy, running the military. We got the other name that I had to go back to our text message. RFK Jr., a man that read a couple articles, is going to be telling us is the head of our health organization. Now, I get him on the ways of getting certain like pesticides and certain chemicals out of foods and shit like that,
Yeah,
but
he was also like a heroin addict or some shit like that.
he was a heroin addict who allegedly had brain worms from keeping fucking dead bears in his car. And like, why are we taking health opinions, which we don't have to take opinions? I wish Dr. Sebi was alive. I would rather him be the head of the health organization.
Don't forget. He went on the panel. He went on to the Senate hearing and was like, yeah, well, black people, their bodies are set up differently, so where they should take a different type of vaccine from,
Antigens and
right.
yeah. Yeah. We are. I mean, we are superhuman in certain ways. Don't get that twisted, but not in the ways that this motherfucker. He's
No.
thinking 1940s, 50s, and 60s racist ideologies of
Yeah.
us. Thinking slave era bad ideologies of us of the times when women and black people were being used for surgical procedures with no anesthetic.
Right. Right.
Thinking we that's what he thinks of us in saying something like that.
Mhm.
TJ, the gummy hit. I could tell.
Yeah.
You know, but I
But
don't
what about
see like I don't read. But go ahead.
no? I was gonna say, what about that dude they just appointed to the FBI, Cash Patel?
Cash Patel.
Yeah, the
which
DEI
the only
hire.
the only
That was
the,
the
oh the other DEI
DEI.
hire, right? But the only good I can say I seen out of him was read just articles before we started the show of he told everybody who Elon allegedly said you're fired to, nah, don't go nowhere yet. He told them don't read, don't accept nothing that Elon has said so far. But
Mm.
that's it. But him being there, being within, it's not going to be good for the American people. But as far as people having jobs, I get the don't fucking react to what Elon's saying right now. He don't know what the fuck he doing.
But Cash has also been big on the internet with all these like conspiracy theories. Like this dude is damn near close to a flat earther. So it's like
That that's what I'm saying. Like he's no good other than telling his people,
He's
yo,
wild,
don't
dude.
don't listen to his Elon's marching orders.
Listen,
You're not fired yet.
he's definitely the dude that's gonna run a Gestapo type shit because he's really trying to get people that he's got a list that he's gonna start rounding legitimate people up. All the people that said or talked shit about Elon, Trump, and whoever else back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck around and find out right now because this dude, once he gets his people under him the way he wants, it's gonna be go time.
Yep. Yep. None of this is good. None of this is good. But you know what? This is what people asked for.
Yeah,
This is what you voted for. And the best thing, with the exception of the people who are in positions, the people of color who are in positions to speak for us, aka these politicians like Jasmine Crockett and AOC. Black folks have been staying the fuck out of this shit for the most part. Like
um
I haven't seen nobody really stepping up and trying to, like this is what y'all want. You got it.
Mhm.
This I really been feeling that vibe of
who
black folks have really been laying back, with the exception of those people who are speaking up for us.
at this time though, who's the black person that can do that? You know what I mean? Because these black people in power is eating. Like you know, if Oprah came out, Oprah ain't gonna come out and say nothing. Like Tyler Perry, like the prominent black folks in America ain't gonna come out and say nothing. They eating, they chilling, bro. They're not trying to fuck up nothing they got going on. So who is that black person that's going to be able to come out and say some shit that we as black
But
people is going to appreciate?
understood, but understand my point about this. Remember, post election, we were all saying like, don't come looking for black women about this one. Don't come looking for the 80+% black men who voted against this. That's what I'm talking about. Like the common folk. Don't come looking for us type shit. Don't come looking for us to come save y'all asses again type shit. That's what I mean by that. How we were talking about this in voting season. You know what I'm saying? It's literally like you voted against your best interests. Now we're sitting back and watching y'all scramble. But again, the people who are supposed to be speaking, like I mentioned AOC, who the fucking clown that put the pressure on the joker of a mayor that we have on Fox News, talking about if he if he don't comply, we're gonna be coming back knocking on his door, because he had his freaking charges whatever charges not
Dropped.
dropped, but dropped without prejudice. That's what the charges were, dropped without prejudice, meaning that the charges can be brought back up again at a later date. Which, if New Yorkers are smart, we're gonna vote him out, and then them charges are gonna come back up, because we'll have somebody in place who's not going to play ball with the Trump team.
Mhm.
I just, I
But
just find
this is the type of shit I'm talking about, like the pressure, you know what I'm saying? Like the pressure that's being put on people, that's like, yo, like, this is crazy. This shit is crazy.
Y'all want to hear something that I found to be totally insane just this Friday night? This Friday night, I went to my union meeting, and our business agent was up there, and he said, "Hey, all you Jersey residents, we have a petition over here, and we have paperwork over here for you to sign, because we're going to back Sweeney for the governor or whatever for New Jersey in the upcoming election, whenever it comes up. And he literally said that Sweeney has said that if he becomes governor or if he gets a position, that all the infrastructure in New Jersey, all the infrastructure in the whole entire state of New Jersey will be 100% union, right? And that's what we do. And there were still guys at that union meeting. No, they ain't gonna tell me who the fuck to vote for. I ain't signing that paper. I ain't doing it. I'm doing it. And I'm like, what else are you concerned with? He said the whole state of New Jersey infrastructure will be all union. That's your livelihood. That's how you eat dinner. That's what we do for work. I don't give a fuck about none of that other shit. When he said all the infrastructure was all union, if I lived in Jersey, I would sign that paper. But these dudes are talking about bullshit about why they're not gonna sign it.
I see. Union guy here also. There's always some shit hidden inside the medicine. They always hide some shit within the medicine. You know what I'm saying? There's always something. They're gonna give you the candy here, but there's always something that's inside of it that you still gotta. So
you gotta get it on the back end type shit. Yeah, you're not getting this
right.
For free.
Like I'm with you, standing 10 toes down for union, and this is maintaining my job. But also, if you're a person that has, some morals to yourself or gives a fuck about other people, like you're gonna want to look into what else this person stands for. Because, like, for instance, people really voted Trump because they thought he was going to deliver no tax on tips and no taxes on overtime. One issue voters put us into this fucking position where you see he's trying to run roughshod with all these fucking executive orders and things like that. You gotta pay attention to more than just the one issue thing that you support. Because the one issue you could strongly support it, but then he's putting into effect everything is going to be all union made, but everything's got to get done on an 8-hour clock, and you can't be on overtime. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
or shit like that.
Yeah, because you're not getting taxed on the overtime, so there's going to be no more overtime.
So
you know what I'm saying?
the point is, Tyrone, is it's cool if that's what but don't just look at the surface. That's the only thing I'm saying. Don't just look at the surface. Never just look at the surface. Ever.
I'm just in my head thinking about, like, when you guys are talking about dictatorship and all these things going on, I'm just thinking about what would my survival mode be? And my survival mode essentially is to feed my family. And that's what my survival mode is. It's like, because if we get to this point where all of this stuff goes through, man, we just gonna be out here trying to survive, bro. That's all we're gonna be able to do. Unless we got money that we can leave, but I can't go no damn where. So I'm gonna have to be here. I gotta put on the table. That's what I gotta do. You know what I mean?
As family men that we are, like, I agree. But sometimes I personally look at it as like the old saying of stand for nothing, fall for anything. Of course, first base is you gotta make sure you make it to first base. First base to me is make sure the family is straight. You understand? You make sure your family is good. Make sure the family's secure. Make sure no harm is going to come towards them in some sort of a way. But then if you can be empathetic and your family's good, then it's like then it turns to the, reach out and help the community aspect of things. Then if you can step in and go further, then you take that next step further if you can, if all the other things are, you feel the other parts are concerned and shit like that. Like, it's a multi-level. To me, the process is multi-layered, and I understand because I've always said, like, sometimes when all the marches and shit was happening, like, I used to be like, damn, I would like to be a part of that. Damn, I would like to be a part of that, but I couldn't get out there. Then I was like, you know what? That walking and talking ain't for me. Make sure my daughters are good. Make sure the wife is good. But then if there's other ways I can help out, let me do that. You know what I'm saying? Like when Katrina happened and my job, no, when Puerto Rico happened, and my job actually was sending, but they randomly picked people. They were sending people from sanitation to Puerto Rico to help out with cleanup and stuff. Like I wanted to be a part of that because that's part of my family. That's the other half of my immediate household. I wanted to go be a part of that. They didn't pick me, but I made sure we still checked on the family and all that, made sure they were good, straight and all. You know what I'm saying? Like there's multiple layers and levels and avenues to being supportive, but you just, you know, look deeper into things, but always make sure home is straight first, of course.
And here's where people really I've been doing construction for a long time, and what people was talking about with the overtime is always fucked up. Because what they tell you is you get on a job and they say there's absolutely no overtime on this job. It's a 40-hour work week, 40 straight up hours, 8-hour days, right? And you get that, and you get told that in March. And by May, when they say, oh, construction is 6 months behind and this building's got to be open, now it's all overtime. It's Saturdays, it possibly Sundays. All that shit's out the window. But they don't get the deadline, or when shit collapses or something don't go right. And especially them federal funded jobs. Them federal funded jobs start out and they go, this is how much the bid is for this job. You guys ain't getting no more money to do it and no overtime. As soon as something happened and the deadline is missed, the government got all the money in the world, bro. We want to bring in 2 crews and work 7 days. I wasn't worried about that shit at all.
Word. You know, I
get done.
Yeah, which is funny because, you know, I'm pro union, but then when you think of some of these construction jobs and exactly what Tyrone said, but then you could go to fucking China and there's fucking 100, 200-year-old buildings that was built in a fucking week, but they still standing. Them niggas got that shit done like that. Bring it to union workers in America, and I gotta take my break. I gotta go on lunch. I gotta go home and feed the dog, but I'm still on the clock getting paid. And then you wonder why the shit is dead. That you're not making deadlines. The boss don't want to be there. How long is fucking construction? This construction in the same spots of the Jersey Turnpike. As long as I've been driving them shit for the past how many fucking years?
Ever not under construction.
Always.
When I was just a regular worker, I didn't know what the fuck was going on because I didn't care. I was there to go, well, do what I gotta do, mind my business, go to fuck home. Now that I'm foreman, I get to go into these meetings and I get to go talk to these people. And the main problem with construction is looks good on paper. That's the main problem. These engineers design shit on paper and it looks good on the paper, and they think that whatever they put on that motherfucking sheet of paper is supposed to work when we get out there and start doing this shit. So they go, oh, why ain't this happening? I don't know. We doing it just to your specifications. It ain't working. Well, why not? I got the paperwork right here. Fuck the paperwork. Go up here.
What you described.
Mother Nature says we can't drill here, motherfucker.
Right. Yo, what you described almost to a T without even knowing is my job. Because if my job was done to the letter of the law, nobody's garbage would get picked up as efficiently as it does. And I'll leave that at that. Because I ain't going to go no further. But all I can say is the training facility is, as I always called, is the at least we told you so. Here's the bases. But like you said, that's the on paper. Right. But once you get in them streets, every district works differently.
It's a different game.
But if we followed to the letter of the law, this city would be paying us way more money because they would have to fill up with way more employees to get the job done the way it gets done. Yeah. They don't and they only use it against you when they want to point the finger at you and get you in trouble. They only want to use rule against you when they want to get you in trouble. Peace to the homie Dedrin. What up?
I'll give you a super example, right? So OSHA has this law that if you're over 6 feet off the ground, you have to be hooked up to something, so you're going to fall. Well, we got this high truck one time, and it was the truck bed. I had to go up there to unload, and it was higher than 6 feet, and they wanted me to be hooked off. Nothing, what I'm hooked off to? There's the sky. There's nothing else.
You throw the web up like Spider-Man and
So they had to bring in a boom truck. They had to bring in a boom truck with a crane hook, and I had to put a harness on it and hook off to the crane hook, and then bring in another crane to unload the truck, dude. And that's it. That's all the money you guys are spending for me to do something that literally takes 5 minutes. I would have been up and down in 5 fucking minutes. And the other time, I was on this bridge, and it was over 6 feet clear, right? And they had me hook off. Now the lanyard is set to break at 6 feet. So if I'm 6 feet up and the lanyard is set to break at 6 feet, if I fall, I'm still gonna hit the fucking ground.
Right? you in trouble at foot number 7.
Oh God.
Oh shit.
Tyrone is right, because when I worked in construction and we did highway work, that shit was never right. Like when they had to cone off traffic or have put up attenuators or fucking those big ass blocks to lane off lanes and shit like that, they was always off by like 20 or 30 of them shits. Like you either short or you didn't have it in the space you needed to be. And you doing this shit at work at like 2, 3, and 4 in the morning and shit. When traffic is, you got to be we have to be off the road by like crack of dawn, right before sunset type shit. So
rush hour.
Yeah. So, you hustling to try to get the shit done. But like you said, it would always go over budget, because now we got to double the people to work nights so we can get the shit done. And, nights is automatic overtime. It's double whatever you getting. I was making like damn near $65 an hour and shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I work this night shit all the time. Yeah. So it's crazy. It's like you said, the architects, because I used to do the drawings with them. I was like a junior estimator. And we literally had to count each cone in the road that you needed, like traffic cone, each fucking attenuator truck, like each barrier, the barriers, the water barrels, all had to be accounted for, because that all had a dollar sign to it and shit. It was crazy, dogs. It's crazy they get that shit accurate. You get close, but never perfect.
No, we went off to some other shit, but that's cool because it all applies. It all applies. This is some of the things that we got to look forward to as far as just being just Americans. You know what I'm saying?
Know what, Dan? If they, even with this immigration shit, these farmers are going to be losing out on crops. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, we didn't even touch that. Did you see all the farmers in Washington D.C. recently because they're losing funding?
No,
these farmers are losing federal funding, and they're ready to crash out.
Yeah,
wow.
And many of them were farmers for Trump. Because they thought that this wasn't gonna happen to them.
Yeah, it's about to be real bad. It's about to be real bad, bro. A lot of money, a lot of food is gonna be wasted, man.
And we're not gonna be able to get our crops from Mexico, because I'm sure they're gonna be ready to beat us in the head.
But that brings me back to my point, is that if Trump succeeds in what he's doing and everything goes through, and mind you, all of this dictatorship stuff starts to happen, when is it going to get to, okay, enough is enough? This country is being destroyed by this man, and we're going to have to do something about it. You know what I mean? Because I don't think that the 4 years is enough time for him to just become this dictator. I think by year 2, we're going to be working on getting rid of this dude. You know what I mean? As a government,
he hasn't even hit his 100 days yet.
That's what I'm saying. So
and it's already been atrocious. So something is going to eventually. I think something's going to happen by close to year 1, if not year 1.5.
Oh, you still got your BDUs? Might be a civil war in here.
Hey, I might have to pop some of the buttons off of them. I
don't know. You ain't fitting in that one no more.
Yeah, I ain't fitting in that one, man. I'm gonna need a pullover. I don't know.
Give me the cargo khakis, bro. Give me the camouflage khakis, bro. I'm ready to.
I need the army. I need a camouflage onesie.
I need to be able to stretch.
And on that part. You be shit out of luck using the toilet.
Hold my sleeve.
But
Hold my
on-
sleeve.
But on that note, though, I gotta go eat. I think I'm hungry. It ain't the type of hungry that I described pre-show, but I'm hungry, so I gotta go eat. And I've been holding this bathroom run back. TJ, what up? You know what to do.
Yo, another great show. Sorry I was late, but I got running around. Good show. Good laughs today. Like I said, we'll never run out of topics with your man in office. Next week it'll be something new. It'll be entertaining. And yeah, shout out to everybody listening. Peace to Ishtar, Disabled Planets, and Ill Magic. See you next week, Jamal. Oh.
Word, that nigga running in the woods right now. Filming Blair. The Blair. Yeah, so he said he's filming the Blair Nigga Project. that nigga Blair Project. That's what it
is. Hey man, only nigga I know named Blair was handsome.
Pause, son. Pause.
We ain't got a pause.
My bad.
I stand on it. That Underwood is handsome as fuck.
Oh man, another great show, man. I had fun. Like TJ said, man, we're never gonna run out of topics for this guy, man. I'm sure we're gonna have another set of shit to talk about with these two guys in office, man. Hopefully, all four of us will still have a job and shit by the time and shit, man. But nah, man, all jokes aside, man, great show. Shout out to the listeners. Shout out to my boy Jamal, who's not here. Listen, you know what to do.
Shit, I was just thinking, maybe by next episode I'll have another hustling story. You know what I mean? Better do something. But I just want to say one last shout out to Kobe. It's been 5 years since the tragic accident. Shout out to all the other people that unfortunately lost their lives in that incident. And that's it. I'm good to go.
Word. And as always, hooksrub.com, 20% off your order using the code STARTING5. We out, son. No more long talking for this shit. FDT. Peace.
Yo.